Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be doing an interview featuring my other childhood friend, Ken Sierra Quimby.
Hello.
Today we're going to be doing some questions, and you ready?
I am ready.
Alright. First off, what is your job?
So I work as a medical speech language pathologist. So I'm in an inpatient rehab hospital. So I work with children and adults, and I help them with anything from communication to cognition, swallowing, speech, anything that they're going through after an injury.
Like what kind of injuries?
For the most part, I work on the stroke unit and the brain injury unit. But on the pediatric unit, we get a lot of different injuries. So it could be a traumatic injury, it could be brain tumors, it could be something like what's called autoimmune encephalitis, so kind of like brain infections.
So mostly in the head area you focus on.
Yep, because if you think about it, the brain is responsible for all of those skills I mentioned. So being able to talk, being able to think, being able to eat and drink.
Quite the variety.
It definitely keeps every day interesting.
Do you have more children, and do you deal with more children or adults?
So when I first started, I was only working with adults, but now I'm actually the primary speech therapist on our pediatric unit. So I'd say I probably see a good mix of both on any given day.
Okay. Ready for the next question?
I'm ready.
What is your experience in dealing with autistic people like?
So I think I have some personal and professional experience working with individuals with autism. So obviously I've known you for a long time.
Yep, pretty much our whole lives. Well,
yeah.
My whole life.
So that's where a lot of my personal experiences have been. Whether it's just hanging out here, we've gone on vacation together. So I think you actually helped me have a really good idea about what it's like for a person with autism, and then knowing how to support them, which has helped a lot professionally. So when I was in graduate school, I had a clinic job on campus, and that was working primarily with pediatrics. So I had a few different clients who had autism, and I was working on different goals with them. So a few of them I would work one-on-one with, helping them with their language. And then I had a few kids who were working on more social skills, so they had a group. So I would kind of lead a group of a few kids and just help them with their speech goals.
And how does that go? Like, do they resist a lot?
I'd say there was a mix. So some kids really liked coming to speech therapy, and then other kids maybe needed a little bit more encouragement. I think for kids that I've worked with for a while, they were a lot more receptive to coming. And I think the important part of our sessions is that we would try to make it really enjoyable. So if they were working on a goal for using more words, we would try to play games that they were interested in or read books that they liked.
So that way it can be easier and more fun for them to learn.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I found that the way to really make things functional for kids is to help for skills that are challenging to use something that they do like, because then they're a little bit more willing to maybe try things that are hard.
Because it's still important while to make it fun so they can, feel more motivated to do it. It's still important to make it challenging at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. Ready for the next question?
I'm ready.
Have you noticed a trend amongst the autistic people you've met?
I think the most recent trend I've noticed, because now that I work in the hospital, I sometimes, people with autism come in with either stroke or, everybody gets sick. So I think my more recent experiences have been with individuals who maybe aren't coming to me related to their autism, but they still need my services. And I think what I've really noticed is that more and more people are proud of their autism and the things that make them unique. And I think that's changed from when I was in grad school, kind of the approach we take to therapy. So I think in the medical world, there's a big focus on like fixing things. So if I was working with someone with autism, I was very focused on, what are they not doing so well, or what skills do they maybe not have yet that they need. And now I think the trend overall is that a lot of people know what their strengths are, and so we try to focus on their strengths to help them with things that are challenging.
Yes, and at the same time trying to improve upon their character flaws or behavioral problems.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of times, like I said, I don't work directly with kids with autism anymore, where I did in the clinic. But I think a lot of the other teams that I work with, so physical therapists, occupational therapists, the doctors, sometimes they come to the speech therapist to ask for support with their services to see, well, how can I communicate better with them? Or maybe if they are not as experienced working with people with autism, they look to us for some advice or guidance so that they're still giving them the best care possible.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
Yeah, I think that's been the most fun part of my job, is that even though I'm not, I first pictured myself working with kids with autism kind of all day long. But then when I got interested in the hospital setting, I realized that probably wasn't going to happen as much. So it's still nice to be involved with those cases, even if I'm not their, primary speech therapist.
Mm-hmm. Ready for the next question?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you would have had if you didn't choose this profession?
Like what I would have done differently?
Yeah, career path-wise.
I don't know, I've always been interested in the helping field, so I think I would have still ended up maybe in a hospital somewhere. I don't know if I could have been a nurse, but I do have a lot of respect for the nurses that I work with, so maybe that would have something I would have explored. If I didn't care about money at all, I would have become a librarian, because I love books.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. But I think I would have done I just like helping people. I feel like going to work is easier when I'm interacting with people, and I feel like I'm doing something that's meaningful. So, yeah, maybe a teacher or something where you're working with kids and with people that you're trying to make an impact on their life somehow.
Yeah. I can remember the first vacation we went to was even called Storyland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we even got to ride on big boat swans, some boats shaped like swans.
I remember that. I love Storyland. We still go, even if we're in New Hampshire, we don't go to Storyland, but we'll go and walk by it and remember all the fun we had there.
Yeah, apparently I briefly got lost for around 2 seconds, but thankfully I was right by the train tracks.
I feel like I remember the story.
The ride train tracks.
Mm-hmm.
I only remember the riding the swans.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite part.
Ready for the next question?
I'm ready.
How different am I now compared to when I was younger?
That was a good question. Well, I think you're a lot more mature now as you've gotten older.
Obviously, which is always a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's to be expected of someone as they grow up.
Mm-hmm. I think two really big things I've noticed as you've gotten older is your ability to manage more stressful situations. I think you approach it a lot more calmly now. And I also think that one thing I really remember is one day we were at your old house and you came downstairs to say hi when we arrived. And then I think you told us, like, I'm going to try to hang down here for a little longer instead of just kind of going back up to your room to, do whatever you're doing on the computer or reading any of your books. So I think...
that was the house in Green, right?
In the one in Coventry across from your grandparents' house.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That one, yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I remember as a kid, you'd go outside, you'd walk around the track, or you'd, like I said, just be in your room, kind of doing whatever you're interested in. But I think I've seen a big shift in just how much you want to be kind of social and around everybody else when we come over to visit and when we go on vacations together, and just trying new things, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Can I ask you, how do you feel like you've changed?
I do agree with what you say. Like, I try, to approach certain situations I'm not used to more maturely instead of like trying to back off from it or freaking out. But that's one thing I've noticed. I've definitely improved upon since I was younger.
Yeah, I think another thing is, I remember when we were kids, maybe it was that I didn't know as much about it, but I feel like now you talk about your autism a lot more, and I think it's been really cool to see you like start your blog and do these videos, and you know, become on the news and just sharing your story. I think it's been really cool to see you become a big advocate for people with autism.
I definitely didn't expect it would happen so soon and all at once.
Yeah, it's been really cool to watch.
Yep, and all within a short period of time. Ready for the next question?
I'm ready.
I've known you pretty much my whole life. Have you learned anything knowing me, and has it helped you in your job?
I think so. I don't know if you remember this, but I first decided to become a speech therapist because of you.
I know that.
Yeah, so I think...
Not bragging, I did hear about that.
No, it was very helpful for me because I wasn't sure. Like I said before, I knew I wanted to help people, but I didn't know in what capacity. So I think you were always on my mind when I was in grad school. And like I said before, personally, being able to grow up and kind of see some of the challenges that you experienced, and also a lot of your like just unique and really good qualities about yourself, like just kind of how you see the world and what you're interested in, and how when you are interested in something, you know you fully commit to it. And it's I think getting to observe all those things really helped me understand my clients a little bit better. So I
notice a common like trend or certain quirks and interest.
Yeah, and I think
in behavior.
Yeah, and so I think like being able to understand, like if I have a client who's really interested in superheroes, like being able to kind of understand where that interest comes from, and knowing how to, like I said before, increase their participation in my sessions and become more successful is really focusing on what they're motivated by and what they care about. But then I also think it's helped me understand, like if I am trying to do something with one of my patients and maybe it's not going so well, I think I was a little bit more in tune to how they were feeling, or maybe how they might respond in a more stressful or nervous situation. And
like I think everyone handles certain stressful situations differently.
Yeah, and I think also seeing how your parents and your brother kind of helped support you and responded to you when you were having some challenges, I think really helped me. It's kind of served as like a model of like how to best respond. So I think it's helped a lot in my professional experience.
Well, I'm glad to hear about that, and I'm honored that you use me as a reference.
Of course.
Anything for a friend.
Exactly.
You've been there for me my entire life, and I'm glad to know that my character has helped you find a path for yourself. Anything else you'd like to address?
Can I ask you another question?
Sure thing.
Like I know you said we've grown up together and we've had a lot of fun experiences together. Do you have a favorite vacation that we've gone on together?
Definitely Lake George.
Lake George.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about going to Lake George?
Getting to see all the sights, walk the strip. All those nice buildings. Granted, some of them have been now taken down recently.
Like the haunted house.
Yeah, and plus the souvenir shop, and also Johnny Rockets. That was a big bummer.
Yeah.
But we had plenty of good times there.
Yeah, I always liked doing the arcade and the mini golf too.
Yeah, mini golf was fun. We also went to Six Flags.
Oh yeah. Right across from Johnny Rockets. Yeah, we did have a lot of fun.
We also got to see the mini Ha-Ha. Fort Henry, don't forget that.
Oh yeah, I know, we've been there so many times. Good times.
Ben and Jerry's.
Oh my gosh, we have to go to Ben and Jerry's every time.
Yeah. So, what old time photos? Even though I was always the most uncooperative. Do you remember those?
I do remember those. Yeah, it's a lot when I remember the room being really hot and then having to wear all the different costumes. It could be hard.
Mm-hmm.
But the pictures always came out pretty cool.
Yeah, even if I was far from the biggest fan of them, but I still participated and helped you make good memories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think to one of your questions, that was another thing, is like seeing, even if you weren't thrilled about doing something, you often, pushed yourself to still participate, and then we usually had a good time. And
I think that about does it for the interview.
All right, thank you so much. This was fun.
Thank you for participating, and you're welcome.
Of course.